Welcome back to Matter of Fact. Alabama voters taking center stage this week as they head to the polls. About 250,000 people are unable to vote because they owe the state money, fines and fees, which has led to a new push for voting rights. From the state's beginning, straight up till the 1960s, Alabama virtually denied African Americans the right to vote. The civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s was marked by brutal violence. The church bombing in Birmingham, Alabama, where 4 little girls lost their lives. Dexter Avenue, where thousands marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from Selma to the state capitol in Montgomery, Alabama. That 250,000 who can't vote are ex-felons, most of them poor. More than half of them are black, denied the vote because of fines and court fees, fines that reach beyond their time served. Diane Roberts has our story.
These are the only steel bars Tim Lanier wants to see now. An ex-felon, Lanier is building a new life for himself, a life after prison. At age 27, out of the Navy, unable to find work, he was arrested for breaking into a house and exchanging shots with police during a chase.
In the neighborhood, doing things neighborhood guys did, trying to survive, or thinking this was the only way to survive. End up catching a burglary charge and attempted murder.
He was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole and spent 18 years in prison. Out for 3 years now, but still on parole, he works at Garrison Steel just outside Birmingham, making $28,000 a year, taking home about $380 a week. It allows him to live and pay his monthly $40 parole fee. In order to vote, he'll need to be pardoned and pay nearly $4,000 in restitution.
As long as I'm paying fines, as long as I'm paying restitution, as long as I'm going actively doing this, then I should be able to vote.
But Alabama law stands in his way. Lanier's burglary offenses fall into a group of felonies called crimes of moral turpitude, listed in the Alabama Constitution, crimes that require full payment of fines and fees before voting rights are restored. For decades, the decision about which ex-felons could vote was left up to individual registrars in Alabama's 67 counties. Secretary of State John Merrill says when he arrived at the state capitol in 2015, that concerned him.
I felt as though we needed a uniform list instead of one that was being used by the registrars from time to time, depending on what they thought was appropriate.
So Merrill formed a task force, and in August, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey signed into law a standardized list of crimes that require payment in full before voting rights are restored.
There was a trial held, those people were convicted, and they were sentenced to a term with certain fees and certain fines that have to be paid, period.
Voter restoration and money.
Kari Williams is the organizing director at Greater Birmingham Ministries, an organization working in the community for more than 45 years.
Most states allow individuals to reinstate their eligibility to vote once they've served their time or once they've served their parole and their probation. They don't also require that all fines, fees, and restitution be paid.
So Greater Birmingham Ministries, along with 10 ex-felons, including Lanier, have filed a lawsuit against Alabama, arguing the requirement for payment is racially discriminatory, unconstitutional, and a modern-day poll tax.
A lot of those that are incarcerated are in poverty. They come out, they go in poor, and they come out even poorer. And then they have the huge fines sitting on top of them.
Secretary of State Merrill says it's not a poll tax, it's the law.
We're trying to mainstream them back into the process and allow them to vote, whether they're black or white, green or yellow or red, polka dotted, it doesn't matter to us. We're just trying to help folk, period.
Lanier sees it differently. He says he served his time, 18 years. He paid for his mistakes and sees the fines as doubling down.
We are a country of second chances. For all them years in prison, I had no voice. I had to sit and accept what went down as much as I could. But now I have a voice, and I want to exercise my voice.
Lanier will seek a pardon and says he'll pay restitution as soon as he's able. Still, it could be years before he's able to vote. For Matter of Fact, I'm Diane Roberts.
After the law went into effect, thousands of ex-felons whose crimes no longer fell under the moral turpitude banner had their voting rights immediately restored. Tens of thousands are waiting on the outcome of the case against the state.